are back with another unboxing. This time it's a MacBook Air from the Refurb Store. That's the first time I buy from the Refurb Store. I've bought Apple computers in the past. My last one was a MacBook Pro from 2017. Those that came with a defective keyboard. I've left Apple ecosystem for everything but computers. I switched for the phone, tablets, watch, switched to Samsung, and I do not regret it. But the computers are something different. Laptops, you don't find anything similar in the Windows, among the Windows laptop. So the first thing I noticed, I didn't know what to expect, honestly, buying from the Refurb Store. It looks like a new laptop, regular one, I mean, except that it says Refurb here. Otherwise, there's no way to make a difference. You know, it looks pretty slick, pretty nice. So the packaging, as always with Apple, is simple, efficient, perfect, absolutely perfect in my opinion. So I'm gonna give it, well, when it's perfect, you know, it's pretty easy. I mean, it's a 10 out of 10. It is that easy. So let's unbox this. So I didn't plan on buying a new laptop. I just broke the screen of my old MacBook Pro, and I was looking. I mean, when I had to replace it, I saw that I would have to buy another MacBook Pro, because as I said, there's nothing in the Windows ecosystem that suits me. But as I looked at videos online, I found out that, you know, everybody is pretty impressed with the new M1 chip, and most people say that for my use, you know, the MacBook Air is more than enough. It is more than enough. Honestly, if I hadn't been told, if I hadn't ordered myself, I would not know that this is a refurb laptop. It looks brand new. Cable looks brand new. The brick only 30 watts, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. You got a few limitations, of course, buying an entry-level laptop like this one. The reason why I bought it from the Refurb Store is that I was able to get the specs a bit higher than I would have been able to do so otherwise. Basically, it is the entry-level model, except for the fact that I have a 512 gig of memory instead of 256. 256 is really not enough for me. So 512, I think, would be adequate. So packaging, as we said, is perfect. Hardware, well, it's a bit tricky. I mean, first of all, it looks absolutely brand new. I don't know if you see, but I mean, prints are mine. Before that, there was absolutely nothing. I don't know if it was tried by someone for a few days and then returned, but I mean, it looks as good as new, really. So hardware, I love the aluminum feel. I love the way they make their products, honestly. Only downside, that's why I can't give it a 10 out of 10. The only downside is that the design hasn't changed at all since it was launched, almost. Remember when Steve Jobs took it from a sleeve? It still looks almost identical. So I hear you. When something works, why change it? Well, yeah. But I mean, it's a very different laptop that is inside from the one that was launched, you know, I don't know how many years ago. It is very different inside. The outside, though, is still exactly the same. So I would have liked it to be revamped a little bit, probably, and that's why it's not a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. It's gonna be an 8. It's a bit stupid, but it, you know, this shape means entry-level laptop, entry-level MacBook to be more accurate, and performance-wise, it's not entry-level anymore with the M1 chip. So I think it does not represent what's inside anymore. That's why I think they should change the design. And I also think that it's very complicated. I'm not sure that Apple is so happy with this M1 chip. Obviously they are. It's efficient. People are talking about it. It costs them less money probably. So they're happy with it. But what I mean is that people like me who would have bought a more expensive laptop are buying the MacBook Air now. So, on one hand, they probably are getting new customers, people who are Windows users and want to try the MacBook now because they have a great computer for an affordable price. But they also have people like me who would have bought the MacBook Pro and who, because the new computer is efficient, because the new chip is efficient, are going to be satisfied with a MacBook Air, therefore spending less money. So, I got pros and cons. I can give my ranking about the software already because I know the software. I am a Mac user and that's why I'm sticking to Mac. I love it. I think it is the best OS out there, so I'm not switching. Keyboard is going to be an interesting part. I was really not happy with the previous keyboard on my MacBook Pro. The screen looks perfect. Just looking at it, the keyboard doesn't look different from the one I had on my other MacBook, but I know it is different. Hopefully. Okay. I'm not gonna go into. Just want you to know that this video is just the first impression. It's an unboxing, so I'm not gonna set it up and everything. I'm just want to have a quick look, and then I'll do it after I end this video. Okay, they asked me for the Wi-Fi thing. Keyboard seems great. I used to have the touch bar on my MacBook Pro, and I'm not gonna miss it, honestly. I didn't use it, and I was among the generation also who had the escape button that was part of the touch bar, which was a pain. Sometimes the touch bar will not work at all, and I had no escape button basically. So I'm not gonna miss the touch bar for sure, not at all. So great keyboard. It's hard to compare. I don't have that many other devices with keyboard. The other ones I have would be tablets, and this is better than the tablet, obviously. I'm gonna give it a 10. Trackpad. Well, trackpad is a bit smaller than it was on the MacBook Pro, but the one on the MacBook Pro was gigantic. So it is a bit smaller, but it's still a decent size. Obviously it is glass. And I love the motion gestures and everything. Best trackpad in the business in my opinion, so it's also a 10. You'll see where this is heading, Pretty good in first impressions, obviously. The backlighting, that's one of the features I love on the MacBook. Pretty easy to set up, a lot easier than with the touch bar, obviously. Very efficient. What else to say? It's a 10 as well. The sound. Well, I've seen videos and I've listened to the sound on one of my friend's MacBook Air M1. Well, these are the speakers, so they are pretty tiny. Obviously, it's a laptop. You can't expect this to be magnificent sound, but it is decent, honestly, especially for this kind of laptop, 13-inch with small speakers. My cat is going crazy. That's nothing to worry about. He likes doing that sometimes. I don't know why. So I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm filming. Come on. All right. The display. Well, display is not as nice as the one I had on the MacBook Pro because of the bezels, which are huge. And as I said in a previous video, I don't mind having large bezels on a tablet. Honestly, I might have people might think different than me, obviously, but I don't mind the big bezels on a tablet. I mind them on a computer or on a TV. So the bezels are too big, and once again, it looks like the laptop from 2015 if you look at it just like this. So the display, well, because of the bezel, it's not great. The colors and everything are decent, are good. It's a 7 out of 10. Connectivity, ooh, that's a problem. Connectivity is an issue here. We have 2 USB 3 ports on that side and none on that side. There's only a jack. I'm not using the jack, but I think it's good that it's here. Some people use it for editing and they would need the jack for some reason, I don't know why, but anyway, better having it than not. But this is not enough, obviously. You need one to charge. That only gives you an extra one for SSD or whatever. So that's not enough. You're gonna have to use dongle with that. The problem is that it's a design flaw, in my opinion. If they only have 2 USB 3, okay then, but put one on each side. First of all, that allows you to plug your MacBook on either side, depending on where you are. That could be convenient. And you don't have to jam the whole thing here with 2 connections. So, put one on each side. So that's a flaw that I don't even understand, honestly. So that's the first one that is below 5. I'm gonna put it a 3 out of 10. And price-wise, as I was saying, so the price in the US, I think, was $9.99 for the entry model. This one would be the second one. It'd be just to guess, something like $11.29 or something like that. But I'm in France and we have taxes on top of that price. So the entry model in France is $11.29 and this model is $13.99. Through the Refurb Store, I was able to get this one with 200 less, so $11.99. Considering the specs and the power of the M1 chip, I think it's a good price. It's better than they've ever done. And as I was saying earlier, I think it might even be a problem for them. I mean, for 90% of users, this is enough. This is enough. Unless you're editing 4K videos every day, and you can edit 4K videos on this one, but unless it's a full-time job and you're a pro, because now people seem to be pros about everything. AirPods Pro, what are you a pro of? You're a pro, your job consists of listening to music, is that what it means? Everything is pro. So I'm not a pro, I use it for web browsing and porn like most people, so that's more than enough for me and for most users. So and when they still had the Intel chips, this was very limited in every aspect. I mean, even if you wanted to edit a short video with iMovie, it would be complicated to do it with this device. So you had no option but to go to the next model, which was the MacBook Pro. They used to have this in 2 sizes also in the past, 11 and 13 inch. Now it's only the 13 inch. And well, I'm fine with it. So the price, I think, is good. Perhaps even too good to be true. So it's a 9 out of 10. So that's about it. I'm gonna be very happy to test it for a while. What I'm very satisfied with is that it looks brand new. I was a bit worried buying from the Refurb Store. If I have any issue, I have the same warranty than if it was new, so that's good as well. And I'm not too worried. It's a new device, in my opinion. It's a brand new device. And I can't wait to test it. But I'm not gonna make a video about that. I mean, you got 100 videos about the M1 MacBook Air already. So this was just to see what it looks like coming from the Refurb Store. And I'm not disappointed. So that's a wrap. How much is it? 18, 28. I'm gonna count in French, alright? It's easier and it's funny. So 10, 18, 28, 38, 48, 58, 66, 73, 76, 95. So 95. Oops, this is me editing. Apparently I can't even count in French. It's not 95, it is 85, which is still pretty good. 95 out of 100. Wow. Clearly, best laptop on the market for the value, for the price. It is the best laptop, for sure. All right, that's it. Thank you. Don't subscribe, don't hit the like button, don't ask any questions. I don't read the comments. Don't waste your time, don't waste mine. Bye-bye.